Do you know what Burlington, board games, ghost stories, roller derby, and dad jokes have in common?
No, what?
They all are here on the journal. Hey, I'm Kush.
And I'm Christelle.
Today we are showcasing incredible work done by broadcasting and film students here at Centennial College. The first documentary will be taking a look at interesting tour of the city of Burlington. From Burlington's very own Adrian Defoe, let's take a look.
Hi folks, and welcome. Now a lot of people think there's nothing to do in Burlington, but I beg to differ. In fact, I figured out a few ways of things you can do in Burlington for free. Let's take a look. Alright, so the hot new trend in Burlington right now is rock skipping. So let's go over to the lake. I'll teach you how to skip some rocks, alright? Come follow me. So when you're rock skipping, you gotta find a nice flat rock so it can just skip across the water. Now, watch this. Now that is how you skip a rock. 2 skips is all you need. Funnest thing to do right now in Burlington. That's why I made it number 1 on my list. Alright, let's move on. What a great view. For our second thing, it's just simply thinking about life, all your mistakes, your regrets, your triumphs, and just thinking about who you are as a person. Let's begin. Another thing to do is remember the ones we've lost. As much as there is to do outside, there's a whole bunch of things you can do inside as well. Come follow me. And that was the 4th fun thing to do in Burlington. Now on for the 5th. Hey man, what's up?
We don't have a 5th thing to do.
What? What do you mean we don't have a 5th thing to do?
It's Burlington. It was hard to find 5 things to do.
Shit. I told you, Jerry, come up with 5 things. That was your job. Shit. Welp, alrighty, I guess that's the end of the video. You heard it from me. That's 4 great things to do in Burlington. Awesome, right? So you guys gotta come, check it out, have fun with me. Come down sometime soon. Have a great day.
Wow, look at all those interesting things to do in Burlington. Doesn't that make you want to visit, Kush?
No, not at all. I'd rather spend my time at a haunted house.
You are a creep, Kush. And I'm sure you're going to love our next documentary, where we'll be looking at the history of ghosts in photographs. Let's get spooky!
So as a photographer, we take photos to communicate with viewers, and we often intrigue some feelings. So I took some photos of a little town, and I showed to my friends. They said like it's really calm, really cool. There's a soothing tint on the photos, and they feel like, yeah, it's a normal house. We're sitting in an old town. Then I manipulate those photos in Photoshop. They said now it suddenly changed. It become more spooky and it becoming haunted. And some said it's really chilling to see those photos with that sticker.
So went into this old cemetery, and in Portugal they have a tradition of burying people in above ground vaults. So similar to you see in Mount Pleasant Cemetery. They just have people buried on each side inside these vaults and name plaques. And they have a tradition of putting sports equipment or things that the people were very much involved with. Anyways, I thought this was really interesting, so I stuck my digital camera lens through and took a picture and of trying to get really the sporting, get the picture back. And there's this aura right in the middle of this picture. Call it God, call the divine being, call it love, whatever you want to call. There's a mysterious power.
Whoa, that was amazing. Whosoever filmed it should be proud. I haven't seen anything like that. It's so informative, scary at the same time. It's crazy.
Wait a second, isn't that your film, Kush?
Yeah.
Anyway, our next short is about the Toronto Roller Derby League. So let's get rolling.
Wanderers run up to the front. Hammerhead Sharks get in for a second penalty. Excess Schneider rolling in a bit at the end there. Can't stop hearing or becoming your lead.
So roller derby is a game played on quad roller skates between two teams of 5 skaters on an oval track, sometimes banked, but more commonly it's a flat track. And one of the skaters is called a jammer, and her job is to lap the opposing skaters, who are called blockers. And for every opposing skater she laps, she gains a point for her team. Most points after 2 halves wins the game. February 2006, Roller Girls TV show that followed actually the bank track Texas Roller Derby League in Austin aired on A&E. And that had such a huge part in spreading the game because people were finally able to not only see the game that it was happening, but they were realized, oh, this is now, this is present, there's this revival going on. And so that did inspire the first people who started leagues in Hamilton and Toronto. Were inspired directly that spring. Like you can see the timeline from the launch of A&E's Roller Girls to the first leagues popping up a month or two later in Hamilton and Toronto. It's pretty interesting to see. The DIY nature of roller derby is, I think it's also part of the charm of the sport. Part of why it is such a strong community, I think, is because they all work together, right from the board of directors down to the people who sweep the track before the game. They're all skaters, members of the league. And going into putting on an event is huge. You have to keep your website updated. That's all, again, done by skaters. They don't hire any people in for that. You have to get your tickets ready, set up Ticketmaster, or brown paper tickets, sorry. And you have to get the tickets to the locations they're selling in. You have to sell the tickets. Then on game day, because the space is, it's a DIY space that Toronto Roller Derby plays in, they actually have to put up the temporary walls that become the dressing rooms. They set up the merch tables. The bar is run by skaters. Basically, skaters do everything except security because they're not allowed to. Yeah, it's, I think, increasingly physical as well. Over time, you probably noticed the skaters are really close together, right? They come really close together because they realize that's how they can build the strongest walls to slow up the jammer, the one who's trying to score. And so there's a lot of close physical contact. But the game does also spread out, and it goes at high speeds as well. And in those situations, I mean, it's pretty much like hockey. There are no boards that you can hit people against, but shoulder checks, hip checks are all kind of part of the game. I've seen some pretty devastating hip checks in my lifetime. But the big injury that we find often is the rotational break. So the fib breaks at the bottom of the bones that connect your foot to your leg. Unfortunately, I've seen a few of those in person. And I think it's one of the dangers of having the quad roller skates. You have 8 opportunities for things to go wrong, as opposed to like inline skates where they're all on a line. You lose one wheel, whatever, the 3 keep it going. If you blow one wheel or have one wheel tangled up on a quad, the rest of your skate is out of commission. So we see a lot of rotational breaks. No, I think it is because I feel like it's gotten bigger than anyone. For so long, the sport, you could see the roots of the sport, like they were exposed, they were right there around you. I'd go to a roller derby event and I'd be like, oh my God, that's Smarty Pants. She was in the first ever roller derby league in Austin in the revival. And the sport has grown way beyond that in any individual and any person now. And I think that's true in Toronto as well. It's just become this kind of organization that just runs itself now, knows how to operate. And the sport is so big that I bet there are people there who don't know, who play the game who don't know that, oh, it was started by a bunch of women in Austin, Texas in 2003. They don't know that. Just like a lot of people play hockey don't know where the first hockey game was played, or sports like that. Like, it's just become an established game that's bigger than any individuals or any teams or leagues. And I think it has a strong, healthy grassroots part of it that will, I think, be the foundation for the future.
I don't know about you, but that looked a little painful, almost as painful as listening to some bad dad jokes. Coming up, we have a bad dad joke challenge featuring a guest star. But first, have you ever thought about opening a small business?
I know I have. Our next and final documentary shows highs and lows of opening a small business here in the city. Let's check it out.
I don't know at what age people forgot to play games. They encourage their kids to play games, or they know how important play is for children. When people grow up, they sometimes forget how important it is for them as well. My name is Lori Bradford. I am the owner and proprietor of Funny Bones Games Lounge and Future Cafe. Process for me, a lot of it has been like running through mud and trying to get some progress. So it has been challenging, but I really believe that this business will be successful just because of the nature of it. We're bringing joy to people. The plan was to, for the first couple of months, to do any leasehold improvements and get our liquor license and everything that we needed to get that done. We've had lots of challenges with the city. So challenges with our building permit and what they required us to have. And then we've had zoning issues with parking. So we've really been struggling with getting the business up and running how we want to do it. It set us back a couple of months up until now. And then the challenge is we can't get an appointment with the Committee of Adjustment for another 12 weeks. So it's been expensive. The application itself was $5,000. We needed a survey of the property done. That was $2,600. Somebody's taking it to court. So time-wise, I would say like 4 months just for the zoning issue. And then expense-wise, it's cost up to $10,000 just for the zoning issue so far, and not even including all the other delays. And that's been costly for us. The renovation quotes that I've gotten have been like $125,000, which is over double of what the maximum I thought it might be. For me, I think it was important for me not to have a plan B, because you just don't have a choice. You can't give up. And maybe some people are different than that. It was this, or it was all or nothing. And I think that helped motivate me, because I didn't have a choice of giving up. I've invested too much to stop now. I have undying belief that we're going to be successful here, and maybe elsewhere beyond there. We're going to start here and see what happens. But I just won't accept anything but success. And I think that's why it's important for me not to have a plan B, because I'm just not considering any other option but success. So I'm going to keep on going, and I know it's going to be successful. I have no doubt in my mind, even though there are days when I have trouble holding on to, that faith. But it's undying, and I know it's going to be successful, and I get reminders of that.
Finally, what you have all been waiting for, it's our Dad Challenge. On one side of the stage, we have the most exhilarating man you'll ever meet. He's dashing, he's handsome, he's the one and only Papa Ham. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Hamish Slingerland. On the other side, we just have Kush.
Okay, I want to take this time and give a shout out to my mom. Mom, happy birthday. I love you.
Aw, that's so cute.
I know.
But don't interrupt me next time or I'll rip you apart.
Oh, that was dark.
The rules for this game are pretty simple. Our contestants will be telling really bad dad jokes. Whenever one of them makes their opponent laugh, he scores a point. And so, let the games begin.
All right.
Let's get started.
I'll go first.
Sure.
Winner goes first.
Oh. Let's go.
Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon, Kush? Great food, but no atmosphere.
My turn.
You're up next.
Okay. This one's my favorite. I'll open with my best one. Okay. What do you call a Mexican who has lost his car? Carlos. Worth a shot.
What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know.
An impasta.
Respect. Good one. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Not bad, not bad.
Okay. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Why?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh.
What do you call an elephant that doesn't matter? An irrelevant.
That's funny.
1 point to Hamish for that.
That's fine. Okay, this one's good too. Okay. Want to hear a construction joke?
Yes.
I'm still working on it.
Ah.
Not bad, Kush.
Let's go.
Did you know the first French fries actually weren't cooked in France? They were cooked in Greece.
Ba-ding!
That's funny.
That was a good one.
Okay. Oh, this one's good. Okay. What do you call? I need to count down. Okay. What do you call a fat psychic?
I don't know.
A fortune teller. Think on it. Let it sink in.
If you see, I got a good one. If you see a robbery at an Apple store, does that make you an eyewitness?
That was funny. That was funny. I gotta say it was funny. Okay. What do you call an Argentinian with a rubber toe?
What?
Roberto.
That was good.
Yeah, that was funny.
I bought some shoes from a drug dealer, Kush. I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day.
Okay, clearly a point to Hamish for that one. Looks like he's in the lead. Wow.
Oh my God. Okay. I gotta. Okay. Oh, okay, this one's good. Okay. What do you call bees that produce milk?
I don't know.
Boobies.
And we have a Kush point for Kush.
Come on.
A
All right.
booby.
This is my last joke. This is the one that's going to take the cake. Why didn't the vampire attack Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
She has bad blood. I repeat, she has bad blood.
Wow.
Good try though.
Okay.
Good try though. Okay. My last joke.
All right, let's hear it. Lay it on me.
Okay. Yeah. Why did the mermaid wear seashells?
I don't know.
Because she grew out of her bee shells.
Tasteless.
Think about
All
it.
right.
Think about
Well, we have a close one here, you guys, but I think Hamish won.
God
Hamish
damn!
is the dad joke
God.
champion. Whoa! And now, if you'll excuse us, I'm taking these two to comedy camp. And join us tomorrow for our next show and the last. Thanks for watching The Journal. God damn.